Welcome back for another installment of Literary Diss Tracks. Today we have Jonathan Franzen, author of Freedom, Purity, Crossroads, versus Oprah Winfrey, one of humanity's greatest contributions to our known universe, with the exception of introducing us to Dr. Phil. In 2001, Jonathan Franzen publishes his third novel, The Corrections, which had a ton of hype accompanying its release. Partly due to this overwhelming hype, Oprah picked it for her book club. In case you aren't aware, Oprah's book club, Oprah would pick a book monthly, encourage her viewers to read along, and often have the writer onto her show to discuss the book. And it simply cannot be overstated just how much this stamp of approval from Oprah goes towards book sales. Just about any writer, myself very much included, would cleave one or several limbs from our body just for that sticker on our book. Except for Franzen. As Franzen recounts it, he received a phone call from Oprah herself that goes supposedly like this. Jonathan? Yes? Oprah Winfrey. Oh, hi. I recognize your voice from TV. An awkward silence ensues, a deep breath from Oprah. Jonathan, I love your book, and we're going to make it our choice for the next book club. That's really great. My publisher's going to be really happy. Note, my publisher's going to be really happy. Discussing that phone call years later, Franzen said, quote, I think she was surprised that I wasn't moaning with shock and pleasure. I'd been working 9 years on the book, and FSG, his publisher, had spent a year trying to make a bestseller of it. It was our thing. She was an interloper, coming late, and with an expectation of slavish gratitude and devotion for the favor she was bestowing. Wild. Shortly after learning that his book was going to be in Oprah's book club, Franzen gave some public statements and interviews about his feelings on this. Like saying, quote, she's picked some good books, but she's picked enough schmaltzy, one-dimensional ones that I cringe myself. Even though I think she's really smart and she's really fighting the good fight. So what does Franzen mean when he says schmaltzy and one-dimensional? Well, it becomes pretty clear in an interview he did with NPR. Franzen said, quote, so much of reading is sustained in this country, I think, by the fact that women read while men are off golfing or watching football on TV or playing with their flight simulator. I continue to believe that, and now I'm actually at the point with this book that I worry. I had some hope of actually reaching a male audience, and I've heard more than one reader in signing lines now in bookstores that said, if I hadn't heard you, I would have been put off by the fact that it is an Oprah pick. I figure those books are for women, and I would never touch it. Those are male readers speaking, so I'm a little confused about the whole thing now. I'm not going to pretend like I'm objective here. That's just gross. In other words, Oprah picks chick lit, whereas Franzen, in his own words, quote, I feel like I'm solidly in the high art literary tradition, but I like to read entertaining books, and this maybe helps bridge that gap, but it also heightens these feelings of being misunderstood. In a masterclass of very subtle shade, Oprah Winfrey made the following public statement. Quote, Jonathan Franzen will not be on the Oprah Winfrey Show because he is seemingly uncomfortable and conflicted about being chosen as a book club selection. It is never my intention to make anyone uncomfortable or cause anyone conflict. We have decided to skip the dinner and we're moving on to the next book. However, 10 years later, with the publication of Franzen's Freedom, Oprah Winfrey and Franzen seemingly make peace. The book was selected for Oprah's book club, and this time Franzen accepted the invitation to appear on the show in Oprah's final season, saying it was an honor to be there. Is it a lesson learned? I'm doubtful.